Sam Clementi back here with a Know Your Candidates for Channel 7 News. It's been a while since we've done this. We've got all the city council candidates now announced and ready to go for the election coming up in November. And I have one of the candidates here. He's ran in the past. He's back at it running again. A Reading native, if I'm not mistaken. I have Jack Munz with me. Jack, appreciate it. Appreciate the time. We're at From the Hearth on College View in Reading. Got this beautiful back area. Nobody's here, so we're just going to hog it for the next 30 minutes or so. Hopefully nobody comes and runs into this tripod here. But Jack, as I always do, first question I love to ask people. That was good timing for that thing to turn off.
No extra noise.
No extra noise.
Traffic noise.
No, yes, right? I hope not. I mean, I guess the freeway's over there. Tell me about Jack Munz. Who is Jack Munz? For people that don't know you, haven't gone to your website, which you can obviously plug your website. I've done my little research on your website.
jackmunz.com.
Pretty easy.
Yeah, you can, it's the I Love Me page sort of thing.
Yeah.
Born and raised in Reading. Went to Pine Street School, the old one, and kindergarten at Lasson View, Parsons, Nova, and graduated from Enterprise. Played sports all my life growing up, baseball, football. Played in high school, played at Shasta College for a couple of years.
Played what at Shasta College? Which sport?
Football and baseball.
Football and baseball, wow.
Baseball 1 year, football 2 years. And ended up leaving and going to Reno. I landed over there on November 25th, 1981. Started working in the casino industry. I started as a change person, security, 21 dealer at Craps, and then Craps dealer, and then I was a pit boss for a couple of years. And then got on the police department, Reno Police Department, in July 10, 1989.
You got all the dates memorized.
I'm not good at math, but I'm good with dates.
Okay.
So my wife knows I will never forget our anniversary.
That's good.
Yeah, so, and then 21 years, 13 years as an officer, and then 8 years as a sergeant, supervisor, and a great job. I was a hostage negotiator for about 19 of those 21 years.
Wow.
Of course, we only ever had one hostage.
You could have left that part out.
Well, it started out early on in the years, it was hostage negotiator, then it became crisis.
Right.
Crisis intervention negotiation.
Because you have a degree in social work.
I do. I have a master's in social work, a bachelor's in criminal justice. I got injured on the job somewhere around April 20th, 92. We were serving a search warrant and fell off the balcony, my partner and I, and he landed on his head. I landed on my feet, broke both of my feet, shattered both of my heels. I have 9 screws in my left foot. And I thought to myself, am I going to be able to finish my 20 years? So I went back to school. That's when I got my bachelor's degree and my master's degree. I wanted to work with kids, counseling, and love kids. And then I figured sitting in a room for 8 hours a day is just not my thing.
Yeah.
But I was able to finish my 21 years. Part of my job as supervisor, there was 5 of us who were responsible for overseeing all the field training of the new recruits.
Right.
And responsible for training the new sergeants when they got promoted. It was a great job. I loved it. And then my career in internal affairs, which was very, very interesting. And I, contrary to I love that job because I could protect my men. There's a lot of, let's just say, a lot of cases that come before IA that just aren't true. And you can investigate them, you can protect your people. Very cool. Yeah, I grew up here playing sports. Mom and a dad and 4 brothers, 4 half-brothers. My mom and dad got divorced. My dad got married again, had my 4 brothers, Mark, Matt, John, Luke. And my mom got married again and had my sister Lisa. I grew up.
Big family.
Yeah, I grew up with Lisa.
Okay.
So, yeah.
You like Lisa the most?
Oh no, I like them all.
Okay, that's good.
They're all.
Hopefully it's just Lisa that sees it. If you were gonna say yeah.
No, they're all good.
Okay. So what brought you back to Reading then when you were done in law enforcement?
That's where I'm from.
Right. Okay.
I came home. My wife's from here. Our families are here. Yeah, it was really an easy choice. If you want a good place to retire, a good place to call home, a good place to raise your kids, Reading is it. And that's part of the challenge why I'm running for city council is it's not the same city that I left. Of course, a lot happens in 30 years, but it's peaceful, no crime to speak of. And now we have, when I ran 2 years ago, it was the main issue was crime and then homeless. Now as I talk to people, it's just homelessness is number one, crime is number two, and then, smattering of challenges.
Which is, we can dive into that, which is going to be one of my questions, is the biggest issue or issues you see in Reading today and how you plan on attacking them. And because you said it, homelessness to crime, how it's been reversed, I'll throw this at you as someone who was in law enforcement. Are you someone that believes that the epidemic of homelessness and the problem with homelessness we have, not just in our state, but it's everywhere, then trickles eventually into crime and an excess of crime? Do you believe that those go hand in hand? And then touch on your...
Well, that's a pretty a broad statement.
True.
Yeah. Yes, for some, no for others.
Okay.
We have let's just use the number 100.
Okay.
We got 100 people homeless in the city. All 100 of them are homeless for different reasons.
Right.
Some probably because
true.
of the car fires or Paradise Fire, lost their job, lost their home, and they can't get a hold up on how to get back. Addiction, mental health issues, I think a major portion of those, and then there are people out there that just want to be homeless and don't want to go by any rules. They want to do their own thing. That's fine. But those are the people that I think we need to help move on.
Right.
Voluntarily. I mean, we can't move them, but we can have programs to help them. One of the things we did in Reno was if they wanted to go home, if we could connect them with somebody there, we don't want to just move the problem somewhere else.
Right.
We want to help solve the problem. And by helping them reconnect with family, then we would send them home to reconnect with family. We're not going to just send them somewhere just to give them other than something. We have a plethora of mental health issues and addiction. How do we challenge those things? You got to have purpose in your life. Purpose gives you strength to overcome. I mean, I'm sure you know that. If you have purpose is power. Purpose helps you get through the pain and the challenges of addiction.
Right.
They are strong.
Motivation, something to motivate you to do something better.
Your skin in the game is knowing what your purpose, knowing who I am.
Right.
And that helps you, at least in my eyes, have hope. Yeah. Because here's what happens. Let's just say you've been homeless for 5 years. You're grinding. That's your comfort zone. You've moved from, I'm homeless because of car fire, I'm addiction. You're homeless now, and that's the way you live, and you're grinding, and you're making ends meet, so to speak. Now, if someone comes along and tries to help you, let's say get you some services, get you a house, get you everything you need, what happens is when you take them to the next level, they need more support, not less support. Because what happens is you go back to what you know. Because this becomes more difficult. It's easy for people to go out and find, because they have learned over the years where to go get food, how to get money, and get the things that they need. Now you're going to the next level. It's a new level of...
We are talking about crime and things right now, so I guess that's fitting.
Yeah. So when you try to get them to go to the next level, they have to know that there's going to be challenges and purpose. You need to know who you are, so that your skin in the game is taking you to this level. Because if you don't get the support you need, you're going to go right back here. You're going to go right back, right back to what you know, right back to where it's easy and comfortable. It's not comfortable over here. So you have to help them, support them until they become comfortable here. Then they're okay. And after then you take them to the next level, and you still need more support. But it gets easier and easier as you go up the ladder.
So you guide them through it, right?
Yeah.
Instead of just pushing them.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. You can't push me. I mean, I'm sure that when you're young, but can't push anybody anywhere they don't want to go. The old adage, it's so true. Even though it gets cliche, you lead a horse to water, but you certainly can't make it drink. And that's pretty true.
Yeah.
I could take you somewhere, but I can't make you eat. I can't make you drink. You're your own person.
Which is kind of, the big reason why let's talk about mental health, asylums and institutions were taken away were because these are looked at as you're forcing these people into these places. That's not going to make, prisons for mentally ill people. you're not going to force those people. You cannot force these people to like undergo this treatment. But with that said, because I think you may agree to that. I'm not allowed to share my political beliefs or anything like that.
This is just a free-flowing conversation.
Yeah.
Between Sam and Jack.
Yeah, exactly. We're just chilling from the heart. But what is, a solution to, in your mind, what is a step in the right direction that can be done in the city of Reading to help the homelessness and the mental illness problems? Because we know they're there. So what do we do?
Well, where are you going to take them is one issue. I don't think we have enough facilities to handle all of it.
Yeah.
And number two, most of them don't want to go. So how do you help them? You have to connect to them in some way. You can't solve the issue from the office. And I can't sit in my city council office and say, "Wow, we need to help them." Well, that doesn't do a darn thing.
No.
But you can get together people. In Reno, I had a program. You probably read my.
I read your page, but you can talk about it.
Kids Corner. We just started. We just went. We didn't get a committee. We didn't ask for permission. We just went. We had a couple of issues of child abuse, neglect issues, and so we said, let's go check on these kids. Back in the day, 4th Street was the main thoroughfare through Reno. Then when Interstate 80 came along, all of these hotels became kind of obsolete.
Right.
And they have now homeless, and you can find 3 generations in the same room. So we just started going, handing out information, talking to the parents, talking to the kids, checking on them. And then we won an award about 3 months later, unbeknownst to us. They invited us to this thing and gave us an award. And this nurse, Karen Murray, a community health nurse, came up and said, "Hey, can I go with you?" So from that moment on, it was her and I, about 2 days a week, we would start going. We'd get into rooms and she would help the babies. We'd do well baby checkups. We'd help the mothers connect with their babies and learn the cues of how they're, all in an attempt to help prevent child abuse and neglect. If we can help them on the front end, it's much cheaper than helping them on the back end.
True.
We don't want to, our goal was never enforcement. Our goal was to help them with the services. A lot of them don't know how to access those services, so we would take them and show them how to do it. And eventually we had about staff, they weren't working for us, but they were working with us. St. Mary's, Sparks PD, Washington County Sheriff's Office, Community Health Nurse, Social Services, all of us. We would all come together. They were working for us full time. And we would go help them. And eventually we were changing lives. I have people call me and say, "Hey, you changed my life." Of course, that girl, I arrested her. She was selling drugs.
Yeah. So, or you changed her life. I mean,
and she,
doesn't matter how, I guess.
So, but that was a rarity. Always goal was to help. And that's how you go. You get out among the people. Like I said, there's 100 people and they're all different. So the survey is great, and then what do you do with the information? Because this survey doesn't apply to this guy. You can blanket it with
right. You can't.
They're all half of them are addicted. Okay, we can get to the reasons why you're here, and just to answer your question is go out, meet the people,
be more engaged.
Yep. Health. They're going to have to. And I read today or yesterday they're having a health clinic. I think it's like Reading Park. Mm-hmm. Great idea.
Yeah, they do that barbecue every year, which was yesterday when we recorded this.
I ran a friend of mine and I worked after about 10 acres, and he's a doctor, so we would do health clinics. And every time we went back about 3 times a year, the kids were more healthy, and which is encouraging. A couple of the kids, one got adopted, she went into the Air Force. Another one married one of the people that went over there. So there's lives being changed. But you have to get over it. You have to get out there. You have to do it.
Wow. We're in Africa.
Kenya.
You named like the one place in Africa that I know.
Yeah, it's Eldoret, Kenya.
Okay.
You go Nairobi is the capital.
Okay, you know that.
And you go west.
Got it.
Mombasa is east over to the coast, so you go the other way. I think it's about 6,000 feet, and it's just outside Eldoret.
Pretty sweet. As you pointed out, I'm young. I want to go travel places. I've been to Europe, Africa. That would be cool. That's unique.
If you go there, you want to start.
Yeah.
Next time I go, I'll take you.
Well, you guys heard it here. I'm doing it with Jack. I'm totally down.
It would change your life.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm sure. That's an experience not many get to say they've done.
And then you got to do it somewhere.
Yeah.
And if you can get there at the time when the migration's happening, when you drive through there and the zebras and the wildebeest just part like the Red Sea, it's like hundreds of thousands.
That's awesome.
Then when you watch, you've seen the things of the videos where they cross the Mara River.
Right. Yeah.
And the alligators are just waiting for
And
them.
just attack them.
Yeah. One time we were there, we're sitting by the river, and we had our backs to the river, and all of a sudden this big old loud snort scared me. I jumped. The hippopotamus just coming out of the water and blowing his nose,
Yeah.
Like, you don't when your first trip's over, you just don't know what it's like.
I'm not turning my back on anything.
No,
But here at the river.
we parked next to the lion. We didn't even see her. We saw 5 cubs over here,
Right.
and this mama lion was like 25 feet away. It's just down there. Usually walk, as she walks by, her tail's wagging, hits our van, walks over here.
Wow.
It goes great.
I wasn't expecting that. I'm going down a little bit of a rabbit hole here, but
I think I'm glad I was sitting in the middle.
yeah. No, I want people on both sides of it.
You're slender. I'm prime rib.
That's true. She's not gonna pick on me. She's gonna toss me aside real quick. All right, get on back on track. So yeah, I always, I like to ask the candidates what they think the biggest problem is, ways in which they can improve it. But I also, to not make it all doom and gloom, because this is a city that's changing a lot. It's been a lot of growth as a Reading native myself.
Where were you born at?
Where was I born at?
Mercy?
It's a question for my mother. Yes, I believe it was Mercy.
Where did you graduate high school?
I went to UPrep. Yeah. I have Shasta kids, Shasta high kids in my family too. Where did you graduate high school?
Enterprise.
Enterprise. You said Enterprise. That's right.
My kids go to Foothill.
Okay.
I'm 64 and I have 2 teenage boys.
Well,
I got started late. I got married till I was 45.
my dad can relate to that because he's about your age and I'm only 23. So.
Don't sell.
Okay. Yeah.
Don't sell. I'm telling you the truth.
No, I think my dad's told me the same exact thing.
Life
people
is worth it. Every minute of it. Sweet. Funny truck.
Mr. Pratt in this coffee shop. No, but anyway. No, you're good. As someone that grew up here, when I went away to school, I went to Sac State in 2018, and I was gone for a couple of years before moving back. It changed just in that short amount of time. Downtown especially, tremendous growth, I would say, in terms of what was there to now what is there. So what do you think?
Can you define growth for me?
Growth?
I mean, just because we have more buildings and...
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I would say economy-wise, I've done stories about our growth as an economy, especially during COVID. We were one of the few places that remained pretty operational and open, so that grew our economy. We have new businesses in downtown. I would say growth in terms of economic growth. Population, too, I'm pretty sure.
I mean, the science have been up there for 40 years. It's
89,000.
2089. I mean, yeah.
I don't believe those are right. But what would you think? What would you call the biggest positive?
I am a growth person. I love building, and I would be for the building of the new down in Kucher's Park. I had initially heard that they weren't talking to Chris Kuchers, but I'm glad I hear they are now. I mean, Chris was my coach, my baseball coach, in 1977 at Chapel College.
Yeah, they're a family that has
great guy. Yeah, and I met his dad, George, very kind to me. Great family. And so I love growth. I love the growth that's going on downtown. Some challenges I have. When the park garage, is it fully operational now or just partially?
Yeah.
It doesn't seem to be helping. I walk down there every now and then and look to see if anything's happening in those.
I don't think people know.
Offices down below. There's nothing happening down there. In the big office down there.
Yeah.
On the bottom floor. What is it? 515 Market Street.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the big, huge place. Zero. No business, nothing going in there. But I do like the growth. I'm a growth person. I think we should expand.
So you define growth kind of the same way I did?
Yep, planned. Okay. But I think planned, now water's become an issue. Somebody was asking me when I was knocking on doors yesterday about the plan on the Rancho. All those 700 houses. Those were approved before we had water issues. And you're not old enough to remember with your dad. In 1977, the water was as low as it is now or lower, and it came back in 1 year. They were estimated to be 10.
All it takes is one good winter, a really good winter.
And I'm hoping we're going to have another one.
Right.
But if we don't, water is going to become an issue.
Right.
But Growth, yeah, absolutely. I love building, I love houses, but we need some affordable. We are sorely lacking. You know, the ones on Lake Boulevard, 200, I'm told, yeah, I don't know this fact, this is what I was told by some people, the homeless day in and day out, it's paid to that they put 200 people in and didn't make one dent. They were kind of cherry picking, which I understand. And there's going to be 200 more going in soon. Who's going in to fill those houses? Who? They talked about low-income people going into, I would say low-income people with lower income.
Right. We need affordable housing.
Yeah, in the places down in Market Street, in those buildings.
Oh yeah, right.
You know, was there any low-income housing? I mean, they're all $1,000 or more.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah, I can't speak to that. I know what you're talking about. And then the idea was next to that parking garage that was just built. Those houses those places that are being built, those are going to be affordable housing as well.
Well, I hope they are.
Right.
You know, to say it's affordable housing and then to actually put it into practice. And I'm not posing any judgment on anybody. I don't know. But we need more. My friend told me that there's about 6 apartments that come available a month, and they're snagged up just like that.
Oh yes.
The affordable housing, there's vouchers for just about everybody that needs housing, but there's so little affordable housing for them. There's nowhere to go, so that's a big challenge. And he said they're federal funds. I said funds just for the VA or for good no, funds for everybody. $1,000 vouchers, and they can't find a place for them. You know, with all this prices going up, with so little inventory, the prices going up. You can't blame people for wanting to make money.
No.
You know,
I mean, that's how it works.
Yeah.
Supply and demand.
Absolutely.
Basic economics. I even know that. I think I got like a C in economics. I want to make sure we touch on this. When you ran in 2020, and you just missed out on getting a position on city council, just reflect on that. Talk about what you think didn't go in your favor, what you did well, why you felt you wanted to do it again.
Well, I really had no idea what I was doing. I mean, I know the issues that were important to me. You know, obviously crime. Those are the things I think I can help with. Crime and
your background.
Yeah. But I didn't realize I had to get a website. I had to write up all this stuff. You know, and it took me a while to get going. Knocking on doors. I didn't knock on doors. I knocked on about 12, and I started already. I'm at about 60 or 70. I'm just out there by myself, my whole neighborhood, and then I'm going to the neighborhood next door, and it's all been very positive. Yeah, I'm actually enjoying knocking on doors more than I thought it was. It's really good.
So you
engaging.
As you talk about engagement.
So, you know, last time was, I don't want to say trial run because I really wanted to win, but I know a little bit more about what I'm doing. I'm knocking on doors. I'm having a fundraiser on Saturday.
Yep.
A little campaign fundraiser poker event. You know, to play poker. Bring your dad. Come on over.
My poker story real quick. My roommates play poker. They're really good at it. They play it all the time. We have a poker set. I played once with them when I first moved in because I'm like, hey, I really don't know how to play poker, and I won.
Yeah.
I mean, we weren't playing for real money.
Yeah.
But I just kind of BS my way through it, and I still don't. I couldn't tell you actually what I did, Jack, for being honest. So there's room for me to grow.
Yeah, well, bring your roommates.
Yeah.
They love poker. There'll be some good poker players there.
All right. Yeah, absolutely.
Saturday at 2 at C.R. Gibb banquet room.
Oh, cool. Nice. I love C.R. Gibbs.
Yeah.
And I'll make sure to
does
talk
a good job and very helpful.
Yeah, so you're...
So now I have a little bit better idea what I'm doing.
Right.
The issues are still the same for me. I feel like I can help with those issues. I know how to work those. I mean, you know, times are different than they were then, but the issues are still the same. People are different. The issues are the same. People want to be helped. Some don't know it, some do. You can't force them. They don't want to be helped. Not everybody wants to get on the train, Sam. That's just the reality of life, you know. There's some out there hurting who want to get help. Those are the ones who want it. You know, if you're mentally ill and you're not a harm to yourself, not a whole lot when you don't want to help, there's not a whole lot we can do for you. What we can engage with them as they begin to trust us. You know, start talking. I talk to people all the time. all the time. My kids and my wife are just frustrated because I just talk to people in the grocery store. You know, if somebody looks like they're having a sad day, I try to. Sometimes I just say, "Hey, how are you?" You know, try to give them a smile. That's
The
what
little
I do.
things.
Yeah. And I'll engage. A lot of times at the checkout, it doesn't matter who you are. I like to engage and talk, and I'm good at that. So,
I can relate to that. I can relate to talking.
yeah.
And then I wanted to ask about, just because this can be, for whatever reason, a hot button issue, especially with the presence of Bethel. When you on your website, you say you're involved in the faith community,
Yep.
which is great. Can you elaborate on that?
Yeah,
What
sure.
church you go to? Tell people about that.
Well, I have been going to. I went to Bethel.
Okay.
Go to Bethel. I mean, I've been there once in the last year. We watch it online, but I watch a lot of people online. I mean, a lot of people badmouth Bethel, but look at all the good they've done. They turned the Civic Center around from a money drainer to a profit. And you know, they've done a lot of good. $1,000 for everybody who got their house burnt down. There's a slew of good things. You don't have to follow them. You don't have to do that. But they do a lot of good things. So I go there. I consider that my church.
How important is faith to you?
Absolutely everything. You know, let's just say God is. If everybody knew how good Jesus was, everybody would want to be there. I mean, I can tell you stories. He's just been so good to me. I wasn't, you know, when I was 23, I wasn't nearly as smart and good looking as you are. I was, you know, I
Thanks.
wasn't never doing any criminal activity, but I was doing things I shouldn't be doing. And he literally just saved my life. And I am forever grateful for it. And I don't shy away from it. And he's very good to me. And, you know, yeah, I mean, a lot of people, it's your choice. We have free choice, and that's what I like about, you know, Jesus. He gives you free choice. I like free choice in America, too. I like free choice in our country. You can be homeless if you want to. You don't have to have a home. But don't ask for me for a handout. If you're hurting and you need help, I'm happy to help. And I will help. But if you're just, for lack of a better word, freeloading, and you're able to work and you're not, and you don't want to work because you don't want to pay child support, or you don't want to pay, be responsible for the things that you have, you can move on as far as I'm concerned.
All right. Well, Jack, that was aggressive for no reason. I appreciate you taking the time. We didn't end up getting in anyone's way yet. We still have a couple more minutes, but
yeah, we're good.
I think we've scared everyone off. They see the camera and they're
Yeah.
like, "Yeah, we're gonna leave these guys alone." But so we've talked about obviously your background. We've talked about problems, things that you would like to see fixed, the growth that you are encouraged by, that you're seeing and read in your faith. What are some other things you want to, cover and put?
A couple of recent issues.
Okay.
And if I have all the facts correct, they're going to put on a tree. So according to Tippin, this is going to be 90% in the future where the committee will say, this subdivision, you can have these kind of trees, you can't have these kind of trees.
A tree committee.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, tree committee. Which I am not in favor of. And then he said, but 10% of it will be retroactive. 10%. I talked to some people yesterday who already had the committees already working, and these people felt like they were going to have a tree that had to be removed. That tree comes with a fee. You hear Barry Tippin talk about fees. There's fees associated with it. So plus the fee, in addition to the cost of taking down that tree, is the responsibility of the property owner. I have a friend who just had a tree with probably 3 or 4 months ago. Costing $3,800.
Now, are these trees being removed as wildfire prevention efforts, or why are these trees being removed?
That I don't know.
Okay.
The one that my friend removed, he removed because it was probably falling down on his house.
Right.
He didn't want it to become a balloon. So, $3,800. It was a big tree. And it was near some wires, so it cost a little bit of money.
Yeah, it's a risk.
But even though those fees and that, to take that tree out, was expensive.
Right.
He didn't have any fees associated other than the price. But fees are going to come. That's their way of getting money. It's not a tax, but it's a fee. So, I'm not in favor of that. I don't think that's right. I mean, especially in our area of inflation and things that are going on in our country. not a time to be adding money and adding fuel to well.
This is the first time hearing about it, but I'm glad you were able to talk about it.
Yeah.
Get it out there. What else?
And then the Airbnb
Yeah, I've covered that.
moratorium. They have,
Moratorium.
even though it got rescinded, Kristen, I think, rescinded her vote the next week at the council meeting. However, that thing, in my opinion, should have been handled at the officer level. The officer should have got out of his car. We call it problem-oriented policing. The challenge with that is it's very vast. Not all the issues associated with it are the same, but he could have went to all these. There's one complaint where there was 3 Airbnbs on one block.
Yeah, on Gold Street, I believe.
Yeah. I'm for Airbnb, for people having the ability, but I'm also for, they have to have a relatively peaceful, with all these parties going on. And this should have been have problem-oriented policing.
Okay.
Now, here's the biggest issue. Here's one of them. They don't have enough. We do not have
Ready
enough police officers.
Yes.
So that is the challenge as far as I see it. I'm going to be advocating for 25 more to the police to our bottom line. We need more police. They need a break. I know they just added, I think it's 9, and they're in training.
They're doing incentive
Yeah.
program. Same with the sheriff. You just saw the sheriff in here.
Yep.
They're doing the
Good
same
guy.
thing.
Yep. And we need it. We need more. We need that jail full and running.
Not second floor closed,
No.
as it's closed right now.
No, we need that. I like some of his vision, but we need to run this thing right and get it right, and then let's, open up. And I'm all for it.
Right.
All for that. That thing should have been handled. But when you don't have enough people, you can't do this little. It's called, broken window theory. I'm sure you've heard of that. Look into it. When the windows start to break and the area gets vacated, it just draws in homeless, it draws in crime, water begins to spread. So that's what's been happening a lot around here. A lot of places are, we take, for example, the Henderson Road, the National Deer Pond or whatever it is now, unhandled, everybody flocking there. There's, behind the McDonald's up on Lake Boulevard, over by the,
Yep.
the Mormon place.
No,
Anyway.
I know what
You
you're
know
talking
what I'm
about. So you're on Lake Boulevard and you walk to the back there. There's also
Yeah.
Rayleigh's has.
Yeah, on the other side of the street.
Yeah, other side.
Rayleigh's has some too, behind it.
Right.
Again, the old shop co.
Yes,
And,
yes. Abandoned building.
Yeah. So, that's broken windows there, and things begin to grow from there. Sure. And we aren't handling those small, basically because they don't have manpower. We don't have jail to put them in. And they know that nothing's happening. There's no accountability to the criminal.
Key word that I hear quite a bit.
Yeah, and there needs to be something else. Maybe alternative sentencing method. All right, you're going to go pick up trash. If you sleep at home and you show up 7 in the morning, you pick up trash. Something like that.
Right.
But those issues, we need more police. And they need vacation. They need some time off. So I'm advocating for more police. The pandemic challenged our kids. I have 2 kids in high school. They were challenged by, distancing.
Right. Very unique.
Yeah, and there's lots of stories about how that affected our children's population greater than COVID.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to be also, I don't know if it's Lake Grading Park, but we need a place where kids can go and have fun. I love the expansion of the skate park. I would love to do a bike park down there. I'd love to expand that. Maybe get some obstacle courses or something. We have a big basketball community. Let's put some, have you ever been to Sacramento, the Hardwood Palace?
If not, I lived in Saga. I haven't been
They
there.
have 8 basketball courts in the same building.
Oh, sweet.
A lot of tournaments. This is great.
Terrible at basketball.
Yeah. So, things like that. We need something more for our kids to do other than other stuff.
As someone that grew up here and young people around my age that grew up in Reading, it was like a phrase that everyone would say, like, there's nothing to do in Reading. What am I supposed to do if it's not summer and I can't go to the lake? Or, it's really just the lake, as I think about it.
Look at the lake. We could do a lot of good down there.
Yeah.
Basketball. I love the expansion or the redo of the soccer park.
Yep.
That's great.
Yeah.
We need to promote Field of Dreams or Big League.
Big improvements,
Yeah.
That could use some renovations.
Yeah. Let's get our kids involved.
I like it. Well, I appreciate that we talked about your poker thing that's coming up this Saturday.
Yep.
People are watching this when it airs, which
Yep.
will be today, Thursday. You can go to that at 2 o'clock at where again?
C.R. Gibbs.
C.R. Gibbs.
Banquet room.
Banquet room. What else you want to make sure we, obviously jackmunns.com, that's Jack's website. That's an easy one.
Hey, you know, I appreciate your vote. You know, I do have a little job. I Instacart, but when I get elected, I'll cut back. You know, you got to be here for the people. This job is about helping the people. And if you're not, I'm retired, fortunately, so I can put more time in
Right.
than probably a lot of other people. So I'll be here for you. I'll be working.
Jack Munz, appreciate it. Thank you so much
Thanks.
for the time. Thanks for the coffee too.
My pleasure.